Hello, welcome to SE Wolf podcast. Today's topic is don't sell ice to Eskimos. So, why is this topic here? So, a lot of people think that someone who's a great persuader or a hustler is someone who can even sell ice to Eskimos. So, it is it's just kind of those things that become like phrases that get just carried on over time. But here's the thing about it. If you're a persuader, if you know someone that if they don't need something, it is something that it might not help them. This is something that you're just selling, it's a bullshit thing. So you should not be selling this to them. And this is the kind of idioms, or those kind of phrases, they glorify these kind of things. But over time, if you're a person who's selling a lot, and maybe he's doing a business, or he's a full time he's selling someone, burning all those bridges over time will be harmful, because it'll take over your time, and those grievances will cause you to be wasting a lot of time that you could be selling more, or getting new customers, and the bad reputation that might be caused, because you know even though however good a salesman or a hustler, whatever you call yourself, you are, eventually over time people will realize that they've been manipulated, and people don't like being manipulated, and once they realize this, they're going to resent you for it, and over time, although having all those bad energy, you could say, or those kind of bridges that you burned is not really ideal. And if you're an ideal persuader, you will not do those kind of things, because it will just cause too much stress in your life. And if you are good enough uh, salesman, you don't need to do all those things to get those kind of results. So that is the titles of today's podcast. Don't sell ice to Eskimos. If someone does not need it, do them a favor, and maybe you can tell them what else they might be helpful to them, or if it is something that maybe your competitors have, or is something that if they don't need something, you tell them that. And over the long run, I think you'll build a better relationship, and they might trust you more, even if you send them to your competitions, or if you tell them straight on that this thing isn't for them and this might not help them. You might not make the sale that day, but over time, they will earn you will earn their respect. And when you actually, if there's something that really helps them, you'll have their trust at that time. So that's all. And another thing, there is no harm in sending people to your competitors. I think you should have a healthy respect over for your competitors, and the sense that you should not be afraid of them, and you should not care if your customers are using your competitors. Competition is good, and not all companies have everything, and not every service has everything. And there might be some customers you might be able to get along with, others it might not be ideal. So you can, if there's something that you think that they might be better off going to the competitors, you can send it to them. And the other thing is, if your product is so shitty or so bad, or your service is so bad that you feel that a lot of time that you feel this urge, it is time you look for other products to sell, or other services to sell. Because if it is something that you wholeheartedly don't believe that it is something that is good and it will help them, uh, you should not be selling it. Because if you are a good persuader, you should not be selling bullshit things, because over time, you'll not be able to maybe look yourself in the mirror and those kind of things might happen. And overall, you might also become a bad persuader if you continue doing this, because you lose that sincerity in your voice and the belief and conviction that you have over time. So it is best that you don't do it. And that is the title here today. Don't sell ice to Eskimos. It's not that if you're a persuader, you have to sell everyone, and that is something that is very wrong. It might sound good in movies and those kind of things to explain the uh, charisma of someone, those kind of things, but let it be that only, those phrases, and let's not take those kind of phrases and tidbits, trivias, and those kind of things as genuine guidance for sales or persuasion. But that's all. Thank you for listening. This is Harwin from Eskimos signing out.